India is known for having the highest number of medical colleges, and it produces the largest number of medical graduates in the world. There are over 700 recognized medical colleges, the highest in the world, and this country produces over 180,000 MBBS graduates yearly. With numbers like these, you'd imagine, wow, people in India must have great healthcare. And yes, we do. Good healthcare is very easily accessible here. You do not have to wait weeks to get an appointment for a normal flu, and neither do you have to sell a testicle to cover expenses for a scratch you got while playing hoops. But still, after all this, us Indians will still postpone medical issues till the point it gets really out of hand. And this following story kinda is a representation of this bad habit. So, recently I was having this weird sharp pain around my left shoulder and neck area. And because I have become a gym boy now, I thought, oh, I must have pulled some muscle in the gym while lifting. So, I simply ignored the pain and endured it for a week. But the following Saturday, the pain had come up to a level where I could not take it anymore, and decided to finally visit the doctor, a physiotherapist who had a clinic nearby. I reached out to my dad because he'd seen this doctor before for the same thing, but his advice was basically a warning. He told me she was a consultation doctor, someone who just kind of talks in circles, lists a bunch of scary ailments, and never actually gets to the point. Honestly though, I didn't care. At this point, the pain was so bad that I just needed a solution, even if it meant going through a lecture. So I hopped onto my scooter and headed over to the clinic, fully prepared for some medical horror story. But the second I walked in, I realized she wasn't anything like my dad had described. She greeted me well and asked, "So, what's the issue?" I started explaining this sharp stabbing pain near my left shoulder blade, but she already kinda knew. She told me she noticed my tall person stoop the moment I stepped in through the door. And then she asked me what I thought was wrong. I told her I'd been pushing myself at the gym lately and doing bench presses with 12 kg dumbbells. I probably pulled something in the muscle, and most definitely she agreed. She told me I needed to fix my posture primarily, but she didn't just leave it at that. That was just the introduction to the real show that was about to follow. So now, this doctor tells me to get on her bed, and I'm thinking, finally, the good part. She's a physiotherapist, so in my head, I'm expecting a nice, relaxing massage. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Instead of massaging me, she pulls out these electronic muscle stimulators and sticks them all over my back. Suddenly, I'm being hit with these electric pulses and my muscles start jumping on their own. I had zero control. It felt like my muscles were throwing a dance party. After 15 minutes of this, I'm just lying there, twitching, thinking, what has this woman done to me? This whole vibe situation was definitely not what I'd called pleasant. But here's the crazy part. It kinda worked. It felt like someone had reached under my shoulder blade and untangled my muscle knots. It was the weirdest sensation I had ever felt, but it felt good. Then she slowly started to peel the electrodes off, and I thought I was done. I was ready to pack up and go. But then she looked at me and said, "Okay, time for the needles." What? Needles? Did I hear that right? Did you say needles? Man, I did not sign up for an acupuncture. This was not supposed to be part of the game. I was horrified. I think she saw the terror on my face because she immediately tried to talk me down and comfort me. She was like, "Oh, don't worry. These are not doctor needles. These are super thin, not the kind that they give you shots with." She was trying to be comforting, but all I could think was, a needle is still a needle and it's still going into my back. She started jabbing the needles in, and honestly, it didn't really hurt that much. It felt like a tiny prick. Totally tolerable. I thought, okay, I can do this. But then the real drama started when she brought out the suction cups. This was the cupping therapy mixed with the needles. She placed them on my back and pumped out the air to create a vacuum. The goal was to draw out clotted blood that was supposedly trapped in my muscles and causing the pain. The process starts. Some blood comes out, and again, I'm handling it. But then she takes it to a whole new level immediately. She removes the cups, takes the needle and starts making a circle of jabs around the original spot. Then she slams the cup back on and cranks up the vacuum. That's when the real pain hit. Because she was poking so close to the bone, it felt like someone was applying direct, heavy pressure to my skeleton. It was a bizarre, deep sort of ache. I just had to grit my teeth and wait it out for the 10 minutes. By this time, I thought, man, I'm handling this whole thing like a champ. And since we are nearing the end, I asked her, how much longer? Are we almost done? She gave me the casual, yeah, almost there. Just 5 more minutes for the final cupping and no needles involved this time. It'll be real easy. Hearing that, I relaxed. It was such a sense of relief at that point, and I thought I could coast through the finish line easy. But, oh boy, was I wrong. It was time for the final phase. Calling it hell would be an understatement. She placed a massive cup on my back and sucked out so much air that my skin looked like a giant angry pimple. Then she started moving it. She was sliding that cup around my back in fast, vigorous circles. My skin was being stretched to the absolute limit. It hurt so much. This wasn't some slow, relaxing massage as I had originally thought. She was going at high speed. I couldn't even pretend to be tough. I was literally yelling at this point. I was shouting in pain as she moved from my lower back up to my neck and rubbing that cup from shoulder to shoulder like she was trying to scrub my skin off. It was the longest 5 minutes of my life. When she finally stopped, my face was drenched in sweat and I felt like I just finished a surgery. But here's the silver lining. It all actually paid off. My pain is almost gone now and I can move normally again. So what's the moral of this story? Take care of your body and watch your form at the gym. Do not let ego lift for you. And do not procrastinate medical issues unless you want to sign up for something like this. Well guys, thank you for watching this one and welcome to the end card area. Not sure what this part is called. I'm just trying to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe for more stuff. I am working on them and they'll come out as soon as I'm done. In the meanwhile, please follow this channel. I already said that, and follow my socials. I'll try to keep you guys updated on everything. See you guys next time. Bye bye.